the 9 demonic kings that I have here are basically some of the 9 most powerful entities that I've come across, and that most magicians agree on. This was taken from the Lesser Key of Solomon the King, otherwise known as the Goetia. The 9 demonic kings really represent pretty intense powers. I was doing a ritual working with these 9 demonic kings for the first time, calling them all in a series of 3 days, calling each one, summoning it up, constraining it, obtaining its powers and its information. In the process of that, I saw that it's not just 9 standalone kings, but they're actually pretty easily grouped into 3 different categories. Now, what I was seeing is that Beleth, Paimon, and Belial are masters of influence. So, Paimon influences the mind. He's able to influence and manipulate people's minds, people's thoughts. I've used Paimon in a lot of different instances to get people to completely change their minds 100% from what they had already determined they were going to do, or how they were going to think or behave with the situation. Belial, the demon of lawlessness, of self-governance. So rather than going to any other authority and saying, what is it I'm supposed to be doing, that you rely on your own authority to do whatever you're doing, or whatever you want to do, or whatever you're trying to accomplish. He is able to influence or manipulate situations in a massive way. He can influence and manipulate specifically authority figures. If you ever have criminal charges pressed against you or that are being filed against you, you need to appear in court. The day of your trial, evoke Belial and just ask for his help. And I've walked in when I should have done at least 1 year in prison, probably a lot more. And I walked in and the judge was like, well, why are you even here? I'm seeing your docket, but this doesn't look like a big deal. Just get out of my courtroom. It's like, oh, cool, awesome, okay. And I've known a lot of other people who've had serious pending legal issues that have evoked Belial, asked for his help, and then the issues just completely go away. Evidence gets lost, or the person who's supposed to testify against you gets lost or disappears, or whatever the case may be. Now, Beleth is an interesting guy because he specifically manipulates emotions, and when you separate that from what Paimon does, because Paimon manipulates thoughts, the two go hand in hand quite a bit. Obviously, if you feel an emotion strongly enough, you're going to have thoughts associated. If you think about something long enough, you're going to have emotions that become associated. But Beleth does target specifically emotions, and so if you want to not necessarily implant a thought or an idea for somebody to have, but instead make them feel a certain way about you. I think his classical definition in the Lesser Key of Solomon is, and I could be wrong just from memory, but I think it is to cause love between men and women, and or to cause the magician to be loved by those he comes into contact with. Balaam, Vine, and Person